Okay guys, hello. Welcome to my part 2 of my Skyrim modding showcase, whatever. In this video I'm gonna try to go over all the mods that I'm using to make the game look really good. Here's my map. Summon flames left. Summon flames left. Alright. Put that away. Yeah, so I don't know if all of these are still available because I did this back in 2018, so some of them might not be online, but I'll try to find as many as I can, and I'll put them in the description. So, anyways, let me go over like the main big ones that kind of do a full texture overhaul, and then I'll go over some of the smaller ones. So I think the first one is called Skyrim Realistic Overhaul, and that's just kind of a...
what we've managed to accomplish.
Shut up, Lydia! I'm doing a thing. That's just kind of like a basic general texture overhaul. So the next one that I'm using is called Majestic Mountains, and that changes the mountains. So I think it adds these like fog things to the mountains. And get rid of the staff from my hands. We'll do that. And you know, it's pretty cool. It's the problem with SkyrimVR is if you don't have that, some of the mountains in the distance, they'll like jitter back and forth because of the anti-aliasing. So this helps to fix that and make it less ugly. Enhanced texture detail. That's kind of hard to explain, but I put that over after I installed 2070 textures in the Skyrim Realistic Overhaul. That makes things slightly more detailed. It's actually, let me go to a town. And we'll go to go to Whiterun. Okay. Oh, and it's raining. Okay, good. But yeah, I think it just adds like extra details to things and makes them look slightly more realistic. Okay, so I'm in Riverwood to talk about some of the other things that I'm using. Let me get rid of a pickaxe from my hand. Okay. We'll do that. Alright. Cool. So you can probably see the trees are a lot bigger. So this is a mod called Simply Bigger Trees, and you can see it makes the trees huge, which I think is a lot cooler than like the normal trees. It makes it, you know, it kind of gives like a fantasy vibe to Skyrim, which is cool. And what else am I using? I guess I can talk about the water. So there's another one which I haven't tried. I think it's called Shimmering Waters. But I am using pure water just because I had this since like 2018 and I haven't been bothered to change it all. I don't know, I kind of like it. It's it makes it like, I think there's different waters for different areas in the game, but I like the reflections that it makes, so I don't know. I should probably change my water, but I think it looks okay. And this is foam fix or something, and it makes the white water look better. Actually, this is, yeah, I don't know. The water looks okay. It's not the best water. And I'm trying to remember what else I'm using here. Okay, so yeah, the flowers. It's called EEKs Mountain Flowers, and this is the most performance-friendly flower mod for Skyrim. So, you know, it looks pretty good. It's not 3D, like there's 3D flowers, but that destroyed my frame rate, so. And I'm all about the high frames, you know? I don't like to play Skyrim at 40 FPS. I like my 90 FPS when I'm playing. And this is Static Mesh Improvement Mod, which is pretty well known. It like improves meshes on like ropes and chains and stuff. I'm using better Embers, which makes Embers better. Let me try and think what I'm using. Alright, so this is called Cathedral Concept, and what it does is it creates grass like all over the world, and it's super performance friendly. So there's a couple other mods that do this for Skyrim, but this one doesn't affect your frame rate at all, and I think it looks better than that's my stamina thing. I think it looks better than anything else. Now for the roads, I'm using, oh my gosh, I'm getting so tired. Let me just go here. I haven't slept, that's why. I'm using really blended roads, and then there's patches that I'm using that for the grass mods. It doesn't like affect that, but this creates like 3D stones on the roads, which look better than normal roads. You can see like the flowers that I was talking about before. What else haven't I gone over? Okay, so lanterns. This isn't really a landscape mod, but let me get rid of this stupid thing. Lanterns of Skyrim makes lanterns, all over like the roads and stuff, which just, you know, help to add to the atmosphere. I'm not using an EMB. I'm gonna go over the lighting mods in a bit, just because EMBs I don't think look very good in this game in VR. In normal Skyrim they do, but not in the virtual realities. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about weather. So the main one that I'm using is called Obsidian Weathers and Seasons. And what it does is it adds a bunch of different weathers. I'm using something called Sequidian, or whatever you say. It's an add-on patch which just creates more weathers. But there is a menu here, and you can kind of change the looks of stuff, so you can keep seasons on or off. I have it on, so every season in the game is gonna look different, and it's gonna like change the different weathers that you have. But you know, different filters. You can like make cold looking. You do fantasy if you want it to be a little bit brighter. Cold bleak if you want everything to be gray and angry. I think I either had it on natural. I don't remember what I had. Fantasy actually looks pretty cool. I might keep it on this. But I think I had it on default because I haven't really changed too much with this. But I actually really like fantasy. But I'm gonna put it on a natural, which I think is the normal default. Yeah, not the same. Anyways, you can change different stuff, and it kind of like makes the game look different. But it adds a ton of different weathers. Get rid of my stupid map, which keeps happening because of my voice control mods. Yeah, so you can see like adds different clouds. I don't know, it looks really good. So for storms, I am using something called True Storms, and you can see it makes storms a lot scarier. And I'm using this with Minty's Lightning Overhaul, and that makes the lightning much more realistic. It'll like come straight down, which doesn't happen in the normal game. I think I can even like strike NPCs too, which is pretty hilarious. And you can make this super crazy if you want. Actually, I can. Oh, yeah, it makes it real scary when you're in a storm. And this true storm thing adds like better sound effects and the rain and shit, which is pretty cool. For the next kind of main mod that changes the lighting, kind of makes it look like an EMB, even though this isn't an EMB. It's called Imginator, and it gives you this cool little spell, which you can use, and it'll summon a guy in front of you. And then you can...
Good day.
Oops, I want to talk to you. Alright.
Mm-hmm,
Nope. Okay,
yes.
shut up. It's... you can...
Good day. Good afternoon.
Anyways. It's the voice mod that's doing this. You can change...
All right, then.
Okay, I did something. Oh my god.
Good afternoon.
I'm gonna shut up and I'll show you what it does. So you can use this to change different things. You can like change the lighting, reset all adjustments. I don't know, it just like kind of changes it a little bit. Or you can make it crazy. So I'll do this. You can do magic hour, warm destruction, cool midnight Pixar. Okay, yeah, you can like change it. And it gives you the ability to kind of make it look like an ENB, even though this isn't an ENB. It's super performance friendly, so you can like change the lighting to whatever you want, and make the game look as crazy as you want it to look. Okay, so I'm back in Whiterun. There's like a bunch of smaller mods that I'm using on top of like the major landscape overall. So I'm using all of the 3D overhaul mods, which basically just make things look more 3D. So like 3D wheels, 3D barrels, there's like 3D docks and 3D fences and shit. Just because, you know, this is VR and I like things to be 3D and not 2D. And then for like towns and villages, there's a mod called Immersive Laundry, which gives people laundry. Pretty self-explanatory. Like a bunch of 3D barrels. I don't think I'm gonna go over every single one just because there's like a ton of extra stuff that I'm using. Great. So I think I'll talk about some of the magic mods that I'm using. So I believe I went over this in the last video, but this one is called Cinematic Fire Effects 2, and makes things burn, which looks pretty cool if you're like burning a tree and stuff. And then for electric, I'm using something called Electrify. Summon sparks. It makes lightning look better. And now, I don't remember what it is, but you can see like flame effects and spark effects and like different things on the ground. And that is a mod that I don't remember the name of, but it will be up here. Okay, so the next mod is for enchantments, and this is called Visual Enchantments Enhanced, and you can see it adds like cool enchantments to weapons. So it's got one for a bunch of different weapons. This one is frost. Oh my god. I was sitting down, that's why that's happening. But yeah, you know, it looks better than the normal enchantments. It's got like cool effects. So it just adds some extra stuff. So I just consoled in a master spell. So this is called Visual Master Spells Enhanced. And I think it just like makes the master spells, I don't know, look cooler. I don't really know what this does. Because I don't even really have many master spells. I don't have any master spells, but I think it just like enhances that, so. Alright, so PETA's gonna kill me, but I had to kill a horse for this next mod. So this is called Frozen Electrocuted Combustion, and what it does is whatever spell you kill enemies with, it's gonna like leave them dead depending on that spell. So I killed this horse with fire spells, and if this guy doesn't run away, I'm gonna try and kill him with okay, well that didn't really work. She's the flame sword on him, but you can see he's like getting charred. With frost spells, they'll turn into ice and then explode, so it's pretty cool. It adds some extra immersion, you know. So this isn't really a visual mod, but it does help if, you know, you want, let me get my map out if you want that immersion. This is called Point the Way, and it adds, a bunch of signs to cross roads and stuff so you can actually, like, figure out where you're going, so, you know, I could, if I wanted to go to, like, oh my god, if I wanted to go to Solitude, clearly, I would go this way. And, you know, it just tells you where you gotta go. So, you know, that with the map, you never have to actually open like this in the game. You can just use this kind of block the sun and figure out your life that way. So I guess I can go over the NPC overhauls. So the main one that changes everything is called Windsong. Let me get rid of this map that keeps showing up in my face. It's called Windsong Character Overhaul, or WICO. I don't know, whatever you say. But it changes NPC faces, and it changes their. It basically does a full like overhaul of their entire body. So they're not as like 2010 graphic-ish. And on top of that, let me get this pickaxe out of my face, which keeps showing up because I'm talking. There's something called HDR eye fix, and it makes their eyes look better, I think. Let me just take a quick look at my list here. I'm using XCES Scars. Lydia doesn't really have any scars. Maybe I do? I don't know. Let me take off my outfit, and I might have some scars. I have no idea. Iron helmet. No, I don't. Okay, give me a second. Let me get a face mask, and that's probably gonna No, yeah, I do have a scar. So it makes the scars like slightly more HD. And you know, just makes the faces look better. And now, I guess this isn't really part of NPC overall, but maybe it'll work. I'm using enhanced blood textures, which is pretty well known. I'm using the 2K version. Actually, for a lot of these textures, I'm using 2K and not 4K. You can use 4K, but it doesn't really make a huge difference, honestly. And with 2K, it'll make your frame rate happier. So, depends on if you want to be playing a slideshow or not. We're at 90 FPS. So, yeah. Okay. So I found some kids. This is called RS Children Overhaul, and it makes them look less like potatoes like they do in the regular game. So I'll talk to.
Oh, look over there.
I'm looking over there.
Oh, thank you.
Here's a gold coin. Yeah, so I don't know, makes them look like actual kids instead of potatoes, and I think like they're different for every
I work with my mother.
child.
Sell fruits and vegetables.
Yes.
It's fun most days.
Goodbye. Okay. This one's super cool. This one's called Elizabeth Tower of Azura or something, and it makes the Azura's tower freaking massive. And you can basically see it from like every point in Skyrim. And I really like it. I think it adds to the aesthetics, and it also makes the Tower of Azura like a lot more majestic looking, versus like the really tiny tower that's in the regular game. Yeah, it's massive. Alright, so for inns, I'll also go over my lighting mod, but here's my map again. So this is called Distinct Interiors, and what it does is it changes the interior inns, and I think interiors of a lot of locations, to be more distinct, and less samey. So I think it like changes the Solitude Inn, I know it changes the one in Whiterun, and it just makes things look a little bit more interesting. And then the main lighting mod, which I think I may show you like some different areas that this affects. It's called Relighting Skyrim. So there's another main one that a lot of people use called Enhanced Lighting and Effects. But the reason I use this is you can see it adds lighting to spells, which I think is super cool. And it just makes it that much cooler. That way you don't even need to use like a torch in dungeons. You can just use your spell effects. And add like shadows and shit, but I think it's more performance friendly than enhanced lighting and effects too. I haven't gotten any kind of drops from this, and it makes things darker when they should be darker. and it kind of makes it look like an EMB. And this is Rustic Windows, which adds better window textures to things. And I think this is also more of the static mesh improvement mod. And a bunch of other like small stuff like 3D chairs. And this is... I'm using all the mods from a guy named Kaujaun, which he also has a lot of enemy retextures too. But I think he retextures candles and fire effects. Yeah, I think I'm going to talk about some of the different armor effects that I have. Or armored retextures or whatever. I'm glad there's a Legionnaire guy here. So this is called Perfect Legionnaire, and it makes the Legionnaire stuff look less lame. And it makes them kind of look like Roman soldiers, which I think is neat. And then, let me try to remember. There's Rustic Clothing. I know that. I'm using that one, which makes clothing a little bit fancier. There's what I did. I installed Cathedral Concept, which I think retextures basically all the clothing and armor in the game. And then on top of that, I put aMidianBorn armor and weapon retextures, which makes weapons and armor and stuff. I think I used 2K for this, and it just makes them higher res. I think it retextures that one too. And then for Dadric and Orcish weapons, I didn't really like the way they looked in the regular game, so this is called CL's Orcish weapons, and then he has one for Dadric weapons too. And it just makes the swords look kind of neat. And let me see if I actually have like a normal sword to show you this. Orcish. I don't know if I do. Oh yeah, I do. Okay, so this is you can see the retexture for this, but this is also better shaped weapons, and it makes the swords look less like the batons that you beat someone with and more like actual swords. Like it just like makes them thinner and stuff. Alright, so I can start going over some of the enemy retextures. So this is Rustic Atrinox, and it makes the Atrinox in the game look a little bit better. So, yeah, this is Kaujaun's retexture, so it makes trolls look a lot better. Get up right in his face so you can see him attacking us like that. Yeah, it looks pretty good. He's looking angry. I think it also get this map out of my face. I'm gonna go over here. I think this also retextures damage. I'm not sure. Might make them look a little bit better. Okay, so this is another landscape overhaul mod called Just Ice, and if you can't tell by the name, it makes it just ice. So I think it makes the ice more HD. I think this is 4K or 2K. I don't know. I don't even. Oh yeah. And that is the Azora thing that I was talking about before. So you can see it from across the map, and it makes it more aesthetic. I'm all about the aesthetics. And I don't know if you can really tell on this because it's ice, but there should be footprints like on snow. It probably doesn't work on this because this is an ice glacier, but if I went over there, it would work. Yeah. Okay, so I made it nighttime, so you guys can see some of the night mods that I have. Summon Flames, right. Alright, so this one is called Ethereal Cosmos, and I think it adds, like, different auroras and different, like, night effects to the sky. I think it's over there. I think it, like, changes depending on the season or weather or whatever. And then I'm also using Texture Overhaul Stars, the 2K version, which makes the stars look prettier. And it's not a full moon. And I don't really want to like keep going through the night. I guess I could change it with the console command, but I'm too lazy for that. But there is a texture overall for the moon, which just makes the moon. It doesn't really change the moon at all. It just makes it a higher resolution. So I don't think I really need to show that. Okay. The last thing that I'll go over is book covers Skyrim. And then I have a lot more, but I'm not gonna go through every single one because that would take ages. Book covers Skyrim. Let me see if I can find a good one. If I can remember how to view books in VR. I don't remember. Well, I dropped it, so that's good enough. But it adds HD covers to books. So for every book, I don't know if you could really see that. It adds the actual name to the book, and it makes the book better. I don't think it changes the inside. I think a lot of people know about this anyway. And, I mean, this isn't really a overhaul. Oh my god. Okay, let me see if it'll work. Oh yeah, it does. So I've got an Audiobooks of Skyrim mod, and what
Magic
that
from
does
the
is
Sky by
it
Earl
reads the
Aviano.
books out to you
Treatise
because
concerning
nobody has
Island
time
Wells,
to
Welkin
read a bunch of
Stones,
Skyrim
and
books,
Varlas.
so it's pretty cool if
The
you're
ancient
like,
Hylides believed
summon
that Nirn
Crackle.
was composed of 4 basic elements.
If you're like, you know,
Earth,
out adventuring,
water,
you can
air, and light.
hear
And of these 4
some of the
elements,
lore
we
of
believe the most
Skyrim without
sublime
having to
form of
actually
light was starlight.
sit
The
there and
stars
read
are
the
our
book.
links to the plane of Aetherius,
So,
the source of all
that makes
magical
it pretty
power.
cool.
And therefore, light from the stars is the most potent and exalted
I think he
form
reads like
of all
every
magical
single book in
powers.
Skyrim, which is
From
a
time
lot
to
of
time,
dedication. If you ever want to
fragments of
stop it,
Aetherius fall
you just
from
gotta
the
open
heavens.
up
The people know these fragments as shooting
their
stars.
book and wait for
From
it
time to time,
and then you can
Brief
stop it.
history of the
Oh,
Empire. By Stronic Cathar.
my bad, that didn't
Imperial
work.
History. A description of events in the history.
Okay, you can stop the audio by just opening up another book. Yeah, there was some that I didn't go over, so I think what I'm gonna do now is I'll just like show you guys some landscapes and stuff of all the mods I have, and I'll try to leave like all the ones that I do have in the description. I don't know what order these are in, so you're gonna have to figure that out for yourself. I know the landscape ones, I put that in the right order, so it's Skyrim texture overhaul, and then you do 2017 textures, and you just install the rest on top of that. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and enjoy the next few minutes of aesthetic landscapes in Skyrim, and this is all going to be taken in VR, so bye.